are all sitting here shooting the shit.
Yeah!
Yo, what's up? I'm your host, DJ Duss, and my co-host, Bamboo. What's up, man?
Chilling. What you saying? Today,
Not much.
bro?
So, last time we were on, the hurricane was coming by. You survived, I take it.
Yeah, well, shit, the whole East Coast was laughing at that shit, man. It was like, what was this? This ain't nothing, you know what I mean? But I like to give a quick shout out to, our co-host, Silos, he's having twin babies and shit, you know what I mean? So,
What?
Everybody, you message him and tell him,
You
congratulations.
are an absolute fucking. You're an asshole, bro.
I'm only fucking around. I'm
gonna get a call from Silos being like, "You motherfucker, moving from a minivan to a bus." You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's
I'm only fucking.
You actually had me going. I was like, "When the fuck did you talk to him,
There
man?"
you go, man. Shit.
Silos will be back on. He's coming on soon. He's gonna come on a Thursday though. He'll be on soon.
It's in the conviction.
You're an ass, man. All right, man. Let people know you can follow us on, man. All major streaming. That's Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Amazon Music, blah, 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 Spotify. That's at Shooting the Shit Podcast 1.
What?
Just Shooting the Shit Podcast 1, you can get us there. Also, you can get us live streaming and like our Facebook page at Shooting the Shit, or on Twitch. That's STS_podcast 1, or Periscope, DJ Duss at Shooting the Shit. Or subscribe to our YouTube page. All our videos are there. We're having multiple videos. We're having videos that are not going to be streamed eventually that are going to be on YouTube. It's some YouTube exclusives. That's at Shooting the Shit Podcast. You can also watch it and stream it on YouTube, which I've been told it's actually done a lot better than Facebook. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
So let's get our boy on. We have our special guest today, man. We have our buddy, Kaleb Simmonds. Kaleb, how you doing, my man?
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
Good, man. Good. Excited to have you on, brother.
Thank you guys for having me on the show. It's a blessing.
It was our pleasure, man. I hollered at you and Andrew, and Andrew's like, "You can get me on, but Kaleb might be a little harder to."
Yeah.
I was like, I get that. So what's the deal? So you did the hurricane pass through you guys like nothing too, or what?
Yeah, it was light work, man. It was lightweight.
What'd I say? The whole East Coast laughing at that shit.
See, and my parents all freaking like, "Oh my God, Bam's in the news and shit," and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I was like, if he ain't on the next podcast, some shit happened, So
yeah, man, people were disappointed, man.
For real.
You had your hopefuls, you know what I mean, and they didn't get what they were asking for and looking for. So
let the people know, where were you born and raised?
I was born in Nova Scotia, Halifax, Nova Scotia.
So you're born and raised. You've been there. What is there a hurricane that you actually were like, what the fuck, growing up? Like, was it a little intense?
Yeah, we had one joint. It was called Hurricane Juan.
Oh, and yes.
We had White Juan and Hurricane Juan. The White Juan it had the snow, blizzard, and all that craziness.
What the fuck?
And then we had like the Juan, which was like just the rain and wind and stuff. So
I
heard about that one. That one, I heard people was like, I was trapped in my house, man. I got up and boom, opened the door. I was like, what the fuck? So I was laughing. I was like, shit, I wish you bought a snowblower then, didn't you?
Straight up.
And what? Plow themselves? They barricade themselves with the snowblower outside the house? What do you mean? Like,
shit, they couldn't. You open up the door full of fucking snow, man. That messes you up, bro. Yeah, actually, Newfoundland got hit like that this year. At the beginning of the year. Actually,
Newfoundland. Okay.
They got banged out early this year too when we got back from the Dominican.
Wow.
Yeah. It's in January. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's what's up. That's what's up, brothers. Yeah, no, it's nice to meet you guys, man. Finally, I saw the podcast with my boy Scoster Savage, and I really like the energy and what you guys are doing, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, who influenced you in hip hop, bro?
I'll start off with saying hip hop. The real influence was, I would say, KRS-One.
Oh yeah.
As well as Razzcast. Who else?
Because being up here in Canada, we didn't get the hip hop
that we got.
That like Bam would get back at home, right? Like,
yeah,
this
true. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. You probably guys were raining fucking CDs by accident, and where us were just like, we had Rap City and shit, right? Like, you'd be like, oh, the fuck, this is a dope video, you know?
Every other week a new cat came out. You're like, who's that dude, man? Everybody trying to figure out who he is, right?
I remember as a young kid, Triumph, the fucking Wu-Tang video, that long ass one, and everyone was at home watching it on Rap City, just like glued to the TV. They gave us a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. When the internet came out, you start exploring. You're like, what the fuck is this? You know, it's dope. But yeah, so it's a little bit different for us in Canada, being inspired. You know, but people like KRS-One did break out through here. Like, yeah, I was a big fan of KRS.
Nah, look, check it out. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with you guys.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. I was really deep on like underground hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Young.
Yeah.
So, man, like, just for names, like, I was listening to like Peace from out in LA, like California and stuff, Freestyle Fellowship. I was running around doing tours with like with cats from Deep Puddle. Like the Souls, the Slugs, and things of that nature, Sage Francis. So I was doing a lot of underground stuff because like I stepped into the hip hop world as a beatboxer. Mm-hmm. You know, my soul was birthed in the church, but like after I was singing as a young kid in the church, but when I got to a certain age, I was in the club. So when I hit the clubs literally straight beatboxing for hip hop acts.
Oh, okay.
So I was like a baby, like being introduced to hip hop.
Yeah.
Like the showmanship of hip hop through beatboxing.
Gotcha.
Always like singing from like the age of like 5, 6 and up. But when I hit like the teenage ages, like I started like doing hip hop shows through beatboxing. And then I really had a big impact on like all the rappers in the local scene and stuff like that. So they really looked up to me as like, you know, a part of hip hop when I wasn't rapping because I was bringing the beatbox. So,
nice.
You know, during shows, they would call me up or, you know, I'd be a part of a certain set. And then when the whole show was over, all different cliques would get up and they do like a posse cut with me beatboxing and stuff.
Okay.
Right.
It was dope. You know what I mean? And plus I had a little thing going on with my DJ Scratch Bastard back then when we were both rocking out of Halifax at the same time. Shout out to Scratch Bastard.
Oh, absolutely, man. This guy, he throws the, our buddy DJ One Up, Alex, man, big fan of his. And he throws this big barbecue party with all the DJs and stuff. Yeah.
That's his barbecue.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you realized you had a gift, bro? You're singing. How old were you when either you realized it or someone told you, bro, like, you're fantastic at this? How old were you, man?
I was like, okay, like, there's where I live in Nova Scotia is it's like sectioned off by black communities.
Okay.
So in Nova Scotia, like my father, he's from North Preston. So like I was always doing like the family thing, and that's in the country outside of like, you know, the main city part. My mom was from the other side of the bridge in the city, like Halifax.
Okay.
And you know, that was kind of set up like projects. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So when they first caught me out here singing, Boys to Men, End of the Road came out, and I was I was just listening to that and practicing it in the room at my grandpa's house in North Preston. And my aunt, she comes out, she's like, hold on, you stay there just 1 second.
For real.
Yes. So she's like, yeah, hold on. So I see her going outside, and there's like a hair show going on where they're doing like they got the walkway, you know, chicks is walking out with the fresh perm, the fresh weaves, the fresh braids, like they're just showcasing black hair with some fly shit.
Finger waves.
Yeah, like so my aunt, she goes next door and she's like, yo, my nephew can sing.
It's dope, man.
And like, all right. And she's like, no, I'm serious. Like, he don't need no music. He gonna come over and just sing. So she runs back to the house and she's like, grabs me. She's like, boy, you better get out there. And she was like, they waiting for you to sing.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Oh.
So she was, and I was like, okay, so what am I singing? She said, well, sing that one you was just practicing. So the first song I sang was Boyz II Men, End of the Road in North Preston. Shout out to my aunt Adrian, aka Aunt Bolly. She moved all fear aside when she put me up in front of that crowd. There was a crowd about, we'll say 30 people there.
Yeah.
By the time I was done singing, there were people walking down in masses down the road in North Preston.
Damn.
And by the time I was done singing, there was like 70 people there, and I'm 6.
Wow.
So from that point on, like I was ready to fight when it comes to music. I was ready to sing my ass off. I was ready to, just show the world that like I'm a beast, because that's how I kind of came into like expressing myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, see, I always wanted, dude. I always wanted to sing. I just fucking suck. I got told to shut up. You know what I mean? I was just like, bro, you're killing this track. But the thing is, I would have taken advantage of being a singer in a bad way, if you know what I'm saying. The ladies would have been, God didn't give me that talent because I would have abused it.
Trouble. Funny as hell. Man.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, you're getting a shitty voice. You do not have the responsibility of that voice. We
can't trust you. We can't trust you.
No, absolutely not.
So, do you remember the first time recording in the studio, and how was that experience?
My first time recording. Yeah, I remember.
Let me hear about it, bro. Let me hear about that.
So how I told you that I started doing like the beatbox and stuff.
Yeah.
For the hip hop crews, they started taking me in. The whole deal was like a homeboy. Shout out to Tachichi, Tyrone Thompson. He comes to my house. I used to put together tracks with the 2 cassette tapes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get the mic out and record on one cassette, and then I rewind it back and play it, and then hit record on the other one, and then like sing over that beatbox or rap over that beatbox.
Yeah.
So like that's what I was doing as a kid, because I had no access to like make a beat. I didn't know what was
That's fucking creative though.
It was all electronic to me, which was like foreign because I was too young, and I never had no one like purchasing that shit for me at that age. So I'm literally like making beatboxes and like singing and rapping over them, and a homeboy comes to my house and he hijacks the tape.
Oh, just jacking shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, and these are like one of ones. These are like these are like authentic.
Yeah,
like just like you have no idea.
Oh fuck.
And like I'm writing some real like thought provoking like shit. This is like at the age of like 11. 12, and he steals my tape, and then like I get this call like a week later, and he's like, I took that tape, I played it for the boys in the studio. They were like, you got to get over here, you got to bring that kid over here to like, get some vocals or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I came through, and they started just bringing me in on doing vocals and hooks and stuff like that. So it was a new world of sonic for me. Like I'm just used to hearing myself on like nice speakers through the mic.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were pulling me out of grade 3 to sing at funerals and weddings. And like because I had my older cousin was managing me at that point, so I was in the
just being yanked.
I was moving. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was like,
that stage fright was gone at a young age too. Like,
yeah, bro. After 6, I was like 8, and my manager was like knocking on the classroom, and the kids were like looking, and I would have to leave, and they'd be like, "Where's this guy going?" And I had to show. Shit's nutty, right? So it all started young, man.
That's cool, man. No, that's like that. I always found like I was always like I don't know. I was always the loudest guy in the room, but if you would have stuck a mic in front of me, I was like,
a lot of people are.
I know. I like being loud over there. I don't like. You know what I mean? I always gave respect for people to get on, and being on at such a young age, it's incredible. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
I don't know, man.
Well rounded, it ain't mess you up. That's good.
Now,
That's
was there, like, for me, see, when I owned I end up meeting an engineer, and that's when I end up investing into a studio at the time. But this is probably like 2004 through 2006, probably.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, so to really watch music being put together, some of it, like, I how can I explain it? Not to diss anybody, but like a good engineer can make someone sound really fucking good.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I saw them come in, they chop it up, they layer this shit out. And that's where I was a bit like, wow. And then you start listening to actual, professional, the ones that are out there, and you're just like, hold on a sec, like what's going on here? You know what I mean? And then you would be like, hold on, man, these guys are layering you get to know behind the scenes. So that was my biggest disappointment about a studio in general. Like that was it. You know what I mean? But but to see the people like engineers, they don't get it. I don't find they don't get enough credit. Like they're just the ones, putting the masterminds together. What do you think, Bam? What was your biggest disappointment?
Not disappointment. I was more amazed with what they can do.
Well,
I
was disappointed in Bam. That's what I was disappointed in.
I was very impressed with what they can do, man. Because you got this something that you just can't get right. You know what I mean? And you took it and flipped it, and boom, it's
true enough,
perfect, right? So. They do have a lot of good talent. They got that ear, and they hear the tones and the vibes, what's going on behind the scenes of the music. So I give them a lot of credit. The engineers,
have you?
No, man. An engineer is like, he's just deep of an artist. Is the artist?
Oh yeah. Now, have you ever worked with an engineer that just wasn't seeing your vision?
Yeah.
Yeah, because me and Bam talked about that about a month ago. We're just like, where they try to force you to do something, you're like, motherfucker, that ain't it. Like, this is what I'm doing.
I can make shit sound dope.
Oh, I believe it.
So, like, when I'm in a situation, like with me in a studio, like I'm cool with compromising. Like, if someone gives me an idea, I'll just flip it to some like crazy or cool Kaleb shit. And then they're like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
That's dope.
It's no, like me, like I'm different than like, because I've worked with artists and I've worked around different artists, and usually, like, I'm deep rooted in singing, but like I'm raised off of hip hop, like, like. And no, I can't answer every question, like, when it comes to like who did what at what year, what dropped and shit. But like, I was bred in the hip hop, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I went from soul to like, I went from soul music to like R&B music to like, fuck R&B, like literally rebel. And like, like no one could play R&B to me unless it would really, really hit my soul.
I guess
what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not that I got tired of R&B. I just got so amused with what hip hop was doing to me as, I was listening to it and watching the culture.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Like watching the culture of R&B was more like a feeling and and understanding R&B's perspective of fashion and what was cool to R&B and fashion. But like hip hop was like, my dad, he was like a bus driver, you know what I mean? Like after he got his gangster on, you know what I mean? He went and got a good ass job and he drove bus for like 40 years, I think. But like, I was just focused on trying to get my shit like, in the right pocket.
There you go.
Oh, there's Andrew's watching the show. What up, Andrew?
Yeah.
Shout out to the big brother.
Yeah. So listen, bro. So now you're singing. You're moving up. Canadian Idol comes around, season 2. How was that experience overall? You walk into the auditions.
Idol was dope.
Yeah.
Idol was dope. The best thing about Idol is it was unexpected. It was like literally like a left move in my life, in my career. When I went to go audition for a Canadian Idol, my power was cut off, my water was shut down. Wow. Parents were split up. Everybody moved out of like the house that we were raised in. I was the last person in the house. and literally like, you know, trying to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with my life.
Yeah.
Right.
And my boy came to me and he was like, yo, man, he's like, you can't do this, you can't live like this. Canadian Idol's in the city. It was the winter time. He's like, I'm coming to pick you up in the morning and you're going to audition.
Wow.
So I told him no. Because I was like, bro, man, I was like, I don't want to do the corny shit, man. Like you can't put me on no corny shit, man. And he's like, nah, man. He was like, look how you're living, bro. Like you have the power.
Yeah, the pride you have to start toning down the pride a little bit, right? Yeah.
Very proud back then.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like Universal Records was called. I told Andrew the other day, like Universal Records was calling my house when I was in like grade 10, grade 8. And I was literally like, yeah, Universal Records was calling me at a young age, and I was sizing them up, and I was like asking them questions, and they were answering me, and I was like, nah, I don't think I want to come meet with the head honcho.
Damn, bro.
They had a meeting set up for me. I used to get brown like envelopes, big envelopes with like new artists on the roster of like Universal Record. And they would send me that like weekly, and my boys would be in the house smoking, and I'd get these packages. They'd be like, what the fuck is that? I'd be like, man, this is Universal. And I'd be so happy that I got like the new whatever CD or CD or whatever CD. But I was just like Universal Records.
Oh wow.
And so like I was on a phone call basis with them, and one day I was like, do you guys own most of like the major record companies? They were like, yeah. And I was like, is your real company name Vivendi Music or Vivendi Universal? And he was like, yeah.
Ugh.
And in my head, I was like, it sounds like a plantation. I was like, I'm a backup. So I didn't say that to him. But
No, I get it. I get that.
It's like, I'm good, man. I don't want to come meet with like whatever. Was probably hindered where I could have went.
True enough.
But you know, I was doing this a lot when I was a kid because I just wasn't aware of like opportunity and just fucking grab it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
we've all made decisions. There's a few decisions in my life. I get it.
Right.
Just to go back to Canadian Idol for a second, like now, like going through, like how does it work? It was at a certain point, it was every week was someone getting voted off. Is that how it worked? I completely forgot.
Once it got to the televised show.
Yeah.
But how they auditioned through thousands and thousands of people, and then once it gets to like the top 120, like people like 4 and 5 people start going at a week to cut it down, and then it goes to the televised show at top 10. But,
now, going through these experiences, what did you learn when you were there? Was there anything that you took with you once you were gone?
Canadian taught me work ethic. When you're tired, pushing through it. Canadian Idol taught me rock star.
Yeah.
It taught me rock star timing.
Gotcha.
Once I made it through to the televised show and I saw like the effect that I had on like the viewers and the fans and stuff when they were coming to visit, like, you know, people were painting their cars. Parents were letting their kids paint their cars and drive like 2.5 hours to watch the show live. And you know what I mean? Like, so for me to experience that as a baby, like it was just nuts for me. You know what I mean? So it showed me what it was like to work in entertainment, what to expect, what the work ethic is like for young cats that want to rap and want to sing and want to produce, not knowing the work ethic. Like it's way more work than you're even willing to put in, and you notice that once you're actually in it.
It's funny because everything looks like a quick, like, you know, you went on stage and performed and had the time of your life, but there is work
Right.
You know what I mean? We talk to people that want to do podcasting too. We always we're always more than happy to willing to help them, and it's the same thing in our case. We just didn't pop up this interview and just and just ask you questions. A bunch of research, a bunch of stuff. Communications between us and whoever we're interviewing. It's a little more work than what it looks like. So
growth and process. Man.
Absolutely, Bam. I want you to read a couple. This guy was these tracks that he sung on Canadian Idol. He sung "Water Runs Dry" by Boyz II Men, "Everything I Do" by Bryan Adams, "Tears of Heavens" by Eric Clapton, "Hound Dog" by Elvis Presley, and "Truly" by Lionel Richie. Like what? Right. Wow! Wow! Yeah. What the fuck, man? I was just like, I was going through the list, and I'm like, wow!
That's versatility.
That's power, bro.
That's the type of mom that raised me. Like, I was coming home from school and she had Betty Wright. No pain, no pain, no gain, no gain, no pain, no pain.
Don't start, kid. Don't start with me.
So, like, I was really I was listening to some great music, rock, soul, and God love my sisters that lived in a house with me. They used to play a lot of much music. You know what I mean? So I was getting hip to the Radioheads and the Cranberries and all of that stuff, the Foo Fighters and stuff. Right. Not really too interested in them, but having interest after they would play these songs over and over again, and then it would be my song as I grew older. You know what I mean? Like when I look back on Cranberry songs that my sisters used to play, like "Can't Nobody Tell Me Nothing About Zombie." You know what I mean? Can't nobody tell me nothing about Linger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
See, Alex has a question for you. So the songs that we named out, obviously, he's asking, did you get to pick them, or did they tell you what to sing? You got, that's what I figured.
We got a list of probably 300 to 400 songs, and we got to pick out of that 300 to 400 songs.
Okay.
Every genre that they flipped it to.
That's dope.
So
man.
It was cool.
That's good.
I got one personal question. I'm not a name dropper. I don't want you to, on this podcast, we don't cause any beef. But was there someone that finished above you that you were like, fuck that bullshit? Was there like that one? No. So I think it was you felt it's cool. You know.
Yeah. Do you mean like the Caitlin Porter and Kaleb Simmonds?
Well, I'm just like, you know what I mean?
Anybody.
No, anyone that was just above that, you finished 7th that year, then you're like, fuck, man, the guy that finished 5th is shit, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like,
don't start no trouble, Joe.
I'm not starting. Then say bring up names. That's the point. I'm just saying. 'Cause sometimes I have feelings of certain fuck this. At least I'm better than so and so. I don't know. I would just I don't want to know no name drop. Was there ever a feeling that there was like someone above you that that finished above you that you were just like, what the fuck?
No, listen to this. Listen to this. So I get to Toronto to start fighting for my spot. And, shouts out to John Brunton, the producer of Canadian Idol. Great friggin' guy. And, there were times that I was forgetting words, getting stumped, tripping over words, stopping, not finishing songs, and them just saying Kaleb, your first sentence was great, but and then they would have to make a decision off of me singing a sentence.
Oh, okay.
Between another artist. So there were a lot of times in Idol where they really just wanted me to get to the televised show so the world could freaking hear me. You know what I mean? So Idol was really dope. They showed a lot of love, man. I won't even lie, man. And for anybody that went further than me, I told the producer of the show, I said, I think I'm only gonna make it to the 7th round. Because I was operating in the power of sevens, because I know 7 is a powerful number. So at that time I knew 7 was my number. I was I'm probably gonna get voted off in the 7th round. That's the round that Lionel Richie pulls up to the game.
I see.
And then then I get it's so weird. But so that's the round that I left in the 7th round.
Yeah.
And before I went to sing that Lionel Richie song, he was the owner of the show, producer, All Love. John was like, Kaleb, he was like, what? Like, how would you feel if, you know, you didn't make it through tonight and it was your last night, you know, or whatever, you got voted off? Or, like, would you be like, how would you feel?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I would be cool, man. Like, I predicted that I would make it up to like where I'm at right now. And I told him, like, I pretty much made my mark, and I feel like I had that effect on the viewers of the show that, like, you know, they really, they get it. They get what I was there for. There doesn't need to be no extra craziness. And that night I was gone.
Now, is there a rule? I don't know. I've only heard this through other people. Now, once the show is over, once you get eliminated, is it true that in your clause that you can't do something for like a year? Is that true? Like,
yeah, you're on contract.
So it's like, is that how it works?
That's during the time
you're
shooting the show.
Okay.
And if they sign you on, then you can't move outside of their jurisdiction. No.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you pretty much answered most of my question here, but I want to know how many deals was offered to you after the show. How many record deals?
Like within that year?
Yeah. You're done the show.
I just finished the show.
Just after the show, man, you blow up. Everyone knows who you are now. You made an impact.
How many labels got at you?
Deals weren't offered until later in my career, which is really strange and funny.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but I got a producer from Toronto that worked with like Julie Black, Socrates, the Pharaoh Munches, the Goody Mubs, the Keisha Shanties.
Yeah, Keisha Shanties.
Yeah, like I ended up working with him after Idol, and so first he goes to Farley Flex, and he was like, he's like, I was listening to Idol on TV, and he's like, I was in the kitchen with my girl, and he was like, there was some like black dude, and he did some kind of riff, and he said that shit just fucked me up. He was like, he's like, so I had to call you. He's like, I don't know who this kid is. He was like, but do you know who that kid is that did this riff? And Farley was like, yeah. He was like, it was Kaleb Simmonds or whatever. He didn't end up giving Homeboy my contact and info. He was just a producer that was producing for Heads in Toronto. But I ended up in a little issue in Toronto, and then I got caught up in a little quick juggle thing with the law, and I had to stay in Toronto till my court date was over. So Maestro Fresh West is, I just got off a set with for this movie with Danny Glover, in Maestro Fresh West. So Maestro calls me while I'm like going through court and shit, and he's like, yo, he's like, King. He's like, cause he just always used to say King. He's like, yo, what's going on, King? He's like, where you at, King? And I'm like, man, I'm in Toronto. He's like, oh, word. He's like, you're right around the corner from like this producer I know. And I didn't want to tell him why I was in Toronto.
Right. I'm living here now.
Because
I'm chilling, bro.
I'm on set with Danny Glover and Maestro, and like this is my first time really making the connection with him. So we did a record, and now we're on the phone basis, like, so he's checking on me, seeing what's good. So I'm like, man, I'm in Toronto, and I felt like bad. I didn't want to get into all that, because I had this persona that I wanted him to see of me. I didn't want, you know what I mean? So he hooked me up with the producer in Toronto, and like that's the cat I started working with for like a few years. Shout out to Too Rudimental Records.
Yeah. I heard about him.
And he tried to lock the shit down from Farley, but Farley wouldn't give him the drop. So when Maestro hooked it up, he was always like, man, Maestro, he was like, I always like forever respect Maestro because, Farley wouldn't give me that drop, but Maestro just pushed the kid like to my door. So so we made some records. We had some songs on Much Music, Much Vibe, shit like that. So it's dope.
Nice.
So look, Kaleb, You tell me more about this picture here. Is this you're on a magazine cover here?
No,
No.
that's not a magazine cover.
So what is this? Is this just a internet magazine type of cover? Is that what it?
That's my one sheet for America. Believe it or not.
Oh.
So my one sheet, that was a photo shoot that I did with Matt Barnes, one of the best photographers like that I've ever worked with in my life.
Yeah.
So Matt Barnes did that photo shoot while me and Rube were working on projects and stuff like that. And later on in my future, when I started working with some heads in Houston, Texas, I needed a one sheet to kind of just, let these cats know what they're dealing with when they're booking me and stuff like that. So that's the one sheet with all my accolades on it.
That makes total sense.
With the
photo
shoot. Yeah, with the photo shoot from Matt.
I like that. That totally makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. So we asked this question to every artist, man. We was like, so let's say you bump into someone, we're rolling, we introduce you, they haven't heard of you, and you had one song to pick from your library to make them turn into a fan of yours. What song would you introduce to them?
Speaking from experience, I'd be putting heads on the Incredible Hulk.
You too. That's exactly what Andrew was saying.
Yeah.
Dope track.
Yeah.
Dope track.
And we have many records, but I usually start with that and then anything else. Unless it's like we're on Verified and now we're moving on to Giddy Up. Giddy Up is the next record we're getting ready to release. But when we're in the mode of like releasing records and we're pushing a record, sometimes I'll give them that record first, but a lot of the time, like I've been throwing them not Verified first, Incredible Hulk first.
Yeah.
And then, I'll throw them like the Verified and stuff like that. But like Incredible Hulk, I feel like it scares motherfuckers.
I love it.
It's
one dope track, bro.
I feel like if I play it to big heads in the States, like they'll be like, "Who this motherfucker think he is? Like, who these motherfuckers think they is, man? Like these motherfuckers coming with some real grease, And you can tell, like with more like time on it, it could have been a real big #1 record, but like we're just growing and bubbling when we put that out. That was our first shit. So, anyone that's anyone that's checking this that never saw, the video or heard the record Incredible Hulk on Spotify or Apple or Deezer or, Tidal, I would go check out Incredible Hulk and then find all the rest of the other shit that we got.
What's the video? I watched the video. The location, does that still exist, this location?
The video for Hulk?
The Incredible Hulk, yeah.
Yeah. I hope so. Yeah, I think. Yeah. My cousin owns that club.
All right.
I'm hoping. I hope it didn't get shut down.
I watched the video. I was like, dope.
Yeah.
I gotta head out that way.
Yeah.
So who's some of the producers? Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Yeah, with COVID, like I don't know. I think they just like started shutting down a lot of stuff in Ontario too. Like
we're taking a beating. We're taking a beating over here. All the restaurants and bars. There's certain restaurants and bars that are just voluntarily because they know we're gonna get shut down again. Like they're just lately, we're on the news. 5 bars have said fuck it. You know what I mean? It's eventually gonna get to that. So it's COVID's fucked some real shit up.
So I wanted to know who some of the producers you've been working with now.
Right now, DJ Kid. DJ Kid is a genius. Brother Dan, that's where I'm at right now.
Nice.
Okay. We got a record brewing up right now, and it's me and Andrew on it. Still getting cooked up. I really got I got a hype feeling about this record. I feel like it might hypnotize people. And brother Too Rude, I still be on the phone with Rude and checking beats. He's doing his thing. Who else? T-Ray Beats from Houston. I just got a pack from him. My little nephew, 808 Nino. He's out of She's in Vancouver right now.
Oh, nice.
He's from Nova Scotia. Who else for production? Kiki on the beats. I haven't really got a beat from him in a minute, but I'm gonna give him a shout out because he's a real trill player from out here where I'm at in Nova Scotia.
Nice.
Shout out to Kiki. Shout out to North Preston. Shout outs to the Square. Shout outs to Churchill. Shout outs to Hamptons Plains. Shout outs to all Cherry Brook, East Preston, all black communities out here, and all of Nova Scotia. Stand up, straight
East Coast.
Yeah, man.
Dude, it's like I'm a fan. Like I said, I can't wait for you to come out with more stuff, man. You and Andrew,
That's
big
dope.
fan, big. So I know you performed. You told us stories. You performed as a kid, in front of people and stuff like that. But what was your first performance on stage? Do you remember that feeling? That first performance on stage in front of humans, grabbing that mic, rocking it.
Yeah, that was when I was 6 for the hair show in the black community called North Preston. We started off with 50 people and ended off with like 70 to 80 people.
This guy's performing at 6. I can't wrap my head around this. I think I'm still in diapers, bro. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
That is crazy, though, man. I love that story, bro.
Yeah.
I love it. So, like, is there any artists or producers that you plan on working with in the future? Like anybody that you're less like you haven't got a hold of yet, but you could vision yourself working with?
Man, like Phil Collins.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's pretty much. That's like at the top of my list, man. And me and Andrew called me. He was like, "Yo, Phil Collins is coming to the city." He was like, "We gotta get tickets," and we didn't get tickets. And I think it was because of COVID, bro. It was either because of COVID or we did the show in the States right before the right before the new year.
Because you guys he was saying that House of Blues, right? You guys were performing out there, right?
Yeah.
How was that performance? How was that experience?
Yep.
We're not allowed. Am I editing like cursing and stuff?
Where you can swear as much as you want.
Shooting the shit, dog.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's fucking amazing, man. Amazing. Like the House of Blues was crazy. Going into the Mandalay Bay was nuts. There's we get out of the taxi cab. The taxi cab's like, "You guys are stars. Can I take pictures with you guys?" Before we even tell him we're going to whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just, and he drops us off and there's 2 lions and we're going into the Mandalay Bay, 2 golden lions. And it's just it's the craziest shit on earth. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just, might as well have been in fucking Dubai.
Yeah.
Acting a fool,
Wow.
No, I mean we walked into the House of Blues and look up on the ceiling and every artist that was like something to somebody in the industry, throughout history, they're carved in ivory tusk and little squares like that from the Jerry Lee Lewis, the Elvis, the Diana Ross, the Ray Charles, the Stevie Wonders, Michael Jackson, everybody's on it's just a whole wall of squares of tusks, people carved in it, all the greats.
Crazy.
And it was a really dope vibe, man. You know what I mean? First time being out there and we killed it. We kicked ass. We were the best performances in the house. Everyone came up to the front of the stage when we started performing, you know what I mean? Everyone put their shit down. Everyone moved away from the bar. It was evident that we were there on some whole other energy, you know what I mean?
There you go.
That is dope. That's
representing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That feeling is just it's next level, man. Even when I DJ'd the big shows, you know what I mean? You get there and you get that energy. It's it's a different high, man. It's hard to explain to people what it is,
It makes you feel powerful but humbling at the same time.
Yeah. Makes in my case it makes me feel a little younger, but whatever.
Yeah.
Kaleb, I want to play a quick clip of you beatboxing.
All right, drop it.
I'll play it right now.
Next up, Kaleb Simmonds, round 1. Let's go. Y'all ready? Baby, shut up. Make some noise for Kaleb Simmonds, y'all.
Make it up for Kaleb Simmonds, yeah.
Yo, man.
Crazy.
Oh
That
shit!
shit was crazy.
That boy come out dogging on him. It's barking.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was King of the Dot. That was my shit, man. That was shout out to Korean Effects. That's
He's dope,
that's when
man.
I battled the world champ of beatboxing. He did like the Pepsi commercials after that. He's a really dope beatboxer and sound effects machine, sound effects cat, man. So, you know, it was pretty dope. But like the way how I was going on just in that little clip,
Yeah.
was nuts. Like that shit had me falling out the seat just now, right here now.
Just looking back on,
So yeah, and even starting with the Beavis, like we used to love Beavis, like
Oh yeah, fucking right, man.
they imitate that shit and laugh so bad. So to bring that out in like a battle at a beatbox.
So you were also known. You were on television for beatboxing, but it was the Lion King, right? The track.
Yeah,
That blew up too, didn't it?
I would say television. Yeah, it was televised.
It was televised. Yeah.
And then it went viral on YouTube. So they stuck it on YouTube after. But what it was is I was invited to do the morning show, like
That's
the
right.
breakfast television show. It's called Breakfast Television. It's the morning show in Nova Scotia, and they allowed me to like promote my new album at the time. It was I think. Shit, yeah, this was after I finished Idol. So they allowed me to all Alex, yeah, the Lions King beatbox. Yeah, I'll drop that before I head out.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, so like they allowed me to promote my project at the time, and then during like the interview, they were like, "Yo, we got to get you to do that Lion King beatbox thing that you did." So, good thing that they did, because that was that pretty much that skyrocketed my career. Like, dude, like I remember being in Germany and people are like stopping me in the club, tapping me on my shoulder, telling me like, "Yo, are you this guy from the Lion King beatbox?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck. Yo, where y'all hearing all this shit?"
Word.
And he's like, "Yeah, my dad's he's a good friend of like Bobby McFerrin." And like they're literally like in our house having conversations about how you inspired Bobby McFerrin to get back out on the road doing like beatboxing and like demonstrating like beatbox shit. I was like, oh shit. So then I go and I look up Bobby McFerrin and he's like doing all this shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, damn, man, I need Oprah to like catch up with Bob for the boy. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow. So did COVID push back anything for you? How many shows? How many projects? You know?
yeah, COVID pushed back a lot, man. Like, you know, what we're doing, you know, we're moving and grooving, you know. We're shaking and baking and shit. So like that's our protocol. Like we're moving around, you know what I mean? Like,
That's how
you
get
know,
it.
yeah, the ladies getting mad because the boy's up and on a flight like all the time, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, but COVID is, and yo, shout out to my new baby girl. I just had a baby last night.
Congratulations.
Ayera.
Congratulations, man.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, so I was gonna do this I was gonna do this in the hospital, but it was impossible. So I had.
You could have also pushed this back, really, if you really wanted to.
No, man. Ain't with that.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you so much, man.
For real.
Yeah, man.
So you being an artist, because usually I ask rap stars, and ask people this. You being a total all-around artist. What are your top 5 artists of all times? It could be one rap star. It could be a hip hop artist. It could be absolutely.
Lauryn Hill.
Yep, that's some fire.
Stevie Wonder, Lauryn Hill, Razzcast. And I'll be messaging Razzcast and trying to explain to him how important he is. I'm sure he knows because he's one of his lines. He's like, "Yo, something. Your favorite." He was like, "One of your favorite rappers' favorite rappers." So me too. But he gets it because I went on his live once and he was like, yeah, and someone was like. He was promoting his music, and someone was like, "Yo, you want to shout out to any of your people on the?" He was like, "Kaleb Simmonds, he's dope from Canada," but he knows because I did the record with Exhibit and Bishop Lamont. Okay. So he was like, "Yeah, Caleb's a dope artist from out whatever," but I'll be hitting him up, telling him "Yo, Raz, you don't even know, you're the all well to ends well when it comes to rap because of the I just felt from the energy and the amount of research and applying what he knew and understood as concepts and put them in the songs for Soul on Ice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get out of my face, rappers.
Oh,
yeah, and it's only real people of a certain time era will be Razzcast. And Razzcast was literally on that album, he was saying shit that people of color were kind of toning down on records. You know what I mean? He was really he was tapping in the shit that cats were toning down on their records. You know what I mean? So Razzcast is up there. Who else? Michael Jackson.
Right.
And that's 4. I think I have one more. Marvin Gaye.
Ooh, I like that list, brother. That's a sweet list.
And I'm only gonna give the reason why I said Marvin Gaye is because he deserves for y'all to know why I said Marvin Gaye is the last person. I watched the Grammys once, and Marvin Gaye comes out singing with a mic in his hand and candles lit around on the stage, and I'm watching this on YouTube. I hadn't saw it, but I'm rewatching it on YouTube, mind blown. And he's walking out with a mic like this, singing "Sexual Healing."
Yeah,
and because from I know a lot of people, they had to lip sync their shit back then. You know what I mean? There was a 4% of artists that they were okay, Patti LaBelle, you go out there and sing your ass off. Okay,
that's right.
Whoever, you go sing your ass off. But everyone had to lip sync the shit. So watching Marvin Gaye come out on the Grammys with this microphone like this, and he walks out slowly singing "Sexual Healing," I was yeah, he's the best singer I've ever heard in my life. And to listen to him on a piano, the way that he sings, it's not human. It's not, because there's not really effort there. He's just throwing his voice and he's like, oh,
yeah.
But he does that shit in real life. It's not like an act. It's not his video. It's not he's in the studio trying to capture that emotion. He just does that when he's on the, you know what I mean? So he walked out and sang "Sexual Healing" so effortlessly, with his eyes barely open. I think he might have had one eye open. It's
so crazy.
Just in his soul, man. It was in his soul.
Man. He was one of the smoothest cats, man. But it's a toss up between him and Otis Redding.
Oh yeah.
For who like had my heart. You know what I mean?
Definitely good.
Gotcha.
All right, man. We like to ask people 10 random questions, bro. Get to people. We talked about your music career and stuff like that, but we like to ask 10 random questions to get to know a bit more about you. So the first question, we did it with Andrew. We're gonna do it with you. So the first question would be your favorite superhero and why.
Shit. My favorite superheroes are me.
That's the best answer.
The first one, and who you guys call Andrew Winter.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, we're real superheroes, bro.
Fucking
and
right.
not like in like we're the most like whoa, like you know. No, it's like it's a mental, spiritual, and it's a heart thing, right?
Absolutely.
So, you know, when I'm getting in a deep conversation with him, it's like I feel like I'm talking to myself, but a smart version that studied more.
That's an intelligent brother, man. Me and him had a nice little conversation, little debate when he was on last time, and I ain't got nothing but respect.
I like his opinions, bro.
He's a trip, man.
I ain't got nothing but respect for that man.
I liked his opinions. He gave me a break, man. I let him go after you, Bam. I got
nothing but respect, and I'm gonna watch y'all brothers grow because I'm impressed with everything y'all do. You know what I mean? So
okay, next question. First job ever.
I was a carpenter for my Uncle Pee Wee. He was a featherweight champion of Nova Scotia, man. Shouts out to the champ Pee Wee.
Damn.
Yeah, man. He had me doing carpenter shit.
That's dope.
I had to slide out of that.
Wasn't for me. For me. Okay, so give me one word that describes your singing and rapping style. That's a good one.
Fuck, dude.
We'll get back to that.
I'll answer that. Is it what describes my music style?
Like your singing style, you know what I mean? You know, some people singing and rapping. Like there's something about you. If you when you're on stage and you're doing something, what's that one word? How does Some people are grimy. Some people are we've had all sorts of different words. People have said some stuff that I was like, damn, I didn't even think of that.
Human orchestra.
Oh, there we go. See, I love. See, I'm too plain, man. Too plain.
That was a good question, Duss.
But it is. There's something that because it's like, what describes you, right? When we're on stage, right? So
you know yourself, but sometimes it just throws you sideways when someone asks you about yourself.
True enough.
No, it's funny you asked that question because like I made a beatbox like those how I would like do the tape dub and then put like more shit. So I did like a tape dub of like it was like a beatbox of me calling myself the Human Orchestra, and it's just like the orchestra,
yes,
the orchestra, but it had all kinds of like melody. But I used to get really like I would compose beatbox with like crazy like melodies that like no one's ever gonna come up with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like just like some way. It's like I come up with like the folk beatboxes.
But Kaleb, in your case, you have two talents. People barely have one or the other. So for you to pull that off, not everyone can do that for sure.
Yeah, no, I get it. And
so name one thing that you have to do that's on your bucket list that you haven't done yet.
What's that shit gonna be, man? Shit, I've been to Africa. So
that's where Bam wants to go.
That's on my list, man.
Let me think. I want.
Hey, the longer you think, the better life you've had.
No, I want to meet Johannesburg. I want to meet Nelson Mandela.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to see. Not because I know so much about him, just that like I was intrigued by who he was, and I want to see what type of cat he is. Like I want to know a little bit more about who he is on a personal level. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's cool to see people on that side, right?
Did he smoke Chronic, like
Yeah.
you know, like,
The straight up one-on-one, right? The straight the fuck up. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That's not documented. Tell me the fucking truth, right?
With KFC or not? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Talking about that. So what's your favorite food to eat? We're
Don't
going
you say
somewhere.
no donaire. Don't you say no donaire, man.
nah,
Don't do it.
I don't like donairs that
That's
much.
right. Them shits are horrible.
I like donairs when I'm craving them. Like if I haven't had them for like 2 or 3 months, but I don't sit around and think about like I want to eat a donair. I would ask for. I'd be like, yo, baby, pizza, like first.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like for a home cooked meal, I would say like sweet and sour meatballs and rice.
Oh yeah.
And I would make those joints with the ketchup and I would make those joints with the ketchup, the mustard, and the brown sugar, bitch.
Yeah. All right. So besides music, because we know you enjoy doing that, you've done it most of your life. What else do you do for fun?
Build and learn
Good.
and
Yeah.
destroy.
Absolutely, man.
Within myself.
Absolutely.
Not like extra.
No. Don't take that. No. Yeah, let people know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I see why you're saying that now.
My dad told me today, he was like, God is the word and flesh is the death. And he was like,
All right.
he's like, every man has to be reborn. Every man has to go through life and then like has to live like a physical, has to live like a spiritual death or mental death or like a metaphysical death, and then has to be reborn.
Okay.
But like, right. And if that doesn't happen, then, you stay child.
True. No growth, right?
Right.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Now, next question. If there was a movie made about your life, who would play you as an actor?
Terrence Howard.
Oh, nice. This was quick. This is one of the quickest. I have people getting stumped on that one. Be like, damn, that was quick. All right. So besides music, man, give me another hobby you enjoy doing.
I was gonna say making beats. Not sports.
Yeah, man. You know what? Making beats is it? Because technically you're the artist, right?
Yeah, I my heart. And she said, "Not Nelson, man." No. Yeah, no, making beats. I literally like feel like crying if I think about how long it's been since I've made a beat. And it shouts out to Dexter Doolittle from Halifax and Too Rude, because I bought my first music machine to make beats from Dexter after Idol, and Too Rude bought me my first MPC when I was working with him, 2500. Man, that was a badass fucking machine, and I made 1,000 dope ass beats off of that, and then it got stolen.
What?
Yeah.
So this machine got stolen, or did all your beats were the beats in the machine too?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was moving from Hunt Club in Ottawa to Toronto.
See? Hunt Club.
And
Gotta watch Hunt Club.
yeah,
I'm telling you. I probably know who fucking took it too. I want to get those beats.
And then it was like my last day and moving out, so I had like all my stuff like set to the side, and like I went to go stay somewheres and then come pick my stuff up the next day, and then beat machine gone.
Damn, God
Doors were
damn.
locked the next day. So yeah.
And whoever stole it doesn't even know how to use that motherfucker neither, right?
Hey man, God forgive him, man.
It is what it is. You know what I mean? But the what was I gonna fucking say about that? Man, I lost my fucking train of thought.
Andrew just said he died in 2003. Rest in peace, Nelson.
2013, yeah.
2013. Piss, man. Rest in peace, man. No doubt.
How come we don't know our history that well? We don't. You ever see someone pass away? Not to be an asshole, but you already thought they were already passed away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just like, oh,
Yeah.
damn! Like I
Thought he was
No,
gone
he's
already.
dead.
my bad. Like
No, we're dead.
I pulled a bad rumor not too long ago. There's that judge in the States that passed away, and I started telling people it was Judge Judy.
Okay.
Ooh,
Kind of fucked up, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Alex, that's been on the podcast, is like, really? And I'm like, why is all over the news? He's like, that's not Judge Judy. I was like, huh.
Ooh,
Maybe I should do some more research before I start spreading rumors. You know what I mean? Talk about beats being stolen, Caleb. We had a producer that worked with us, and at the studio, and he had something similar that happened to him. But he was like a guy that was selling beats. You know what I mean? But you took all his beats and didn't fucking give him any money, type of scenario.
Yeah, he's probably selling my beats. He probably found
So we go to a club, right? And this guy bitched about his beats every time. This fucking guy stole my beats. I was like, oh man. We get to this club and he gives me a little shoulder tap. He's like, the dude's here. So me being me, I said, well, there's two things you're gonna do. Either you're never gonna talk about these fucking beats again, or punch him in the mouth.
Yeah.
He actually punched him in the mouth. I was really surprised. I tapped the guy, popped him in, and I was like, "Oh shit, we gotta get the fuck out of here." But like, I was super surprised. I thought he was gonna go fucking,
fucking way.
He
had enough time. He had enough time to stew.
And that was his aha moment. Like when you said go play, he was thinking that, but he was like, nah, I don't need to. I don't. And he was probably like anxious about it. And you said it, and that was his aha moment. And Big Gip said something in a drop that he posted the other day, and he said for like all y'all that are out there, he said for people that have a catalog from like the 90s, he's like, y'all gotta put that out. But he's like y'all have money if you have a catalog from the 90s. It's probably worth this, he said. Yeah. He said for those of you that are like working now, he was like going on about like catalogs and like signing 360s and shit like that or whatever. And he was like, I want to speak on the artist nowadays and the producer from the past and the producer nowadays that's getting ripped off and getting their money taken from them when they're making this art. And he was like, you know, to the people that are stealing from them, like, you know, like, you're not an artist, but that's right. You don't understand what it feels like to have something that you've created stolen from you or not, or stolen from you and then sold and you not, you know. So, and he started breaking this down, and he was like for the companies and whoever's like a part of this, like, you know, foolish thing that's going on, he's like, you'll never know what it feels like. He was like, you're not an artist. You don't know what it feels like to sit down and like boggle your brain what the next line's going to be or what the next round's going to be. And he was like, just like, you know, like, I'm just happy and grateful that it's like, I think it was like almost like 20 something years strong with Dungeon Family. He was like, I'm a part of a family that, you know, that we had organized noise that never wanted to own our masters, never wanted our publishing. Like, you know, they made sure that we were in control of our vehicle. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, for him to say that, I thought that was really dope, you know, because that's what people need to be hearing, you know, like the other side of the force, they need to hear from the artistic perspective, like, you know, y'all been doing this shit to artists forever, man. Ever. You know, for hundreds of years. Yeah. It's whack, you know, it's sad. So, you know.
No, it definitely is. And you know what? Having beats stolen, man, and having it sold, and you know what I mean? Someone's profiting and taking credit at the same fucking time, right? You don't even get the credit that even was even yours, right? Like, it's just...
Even if no one ever hears that beat again, whoever stole that shit from you, bro, you sat down in your living room or in the attic or in your basement or wherever you did that, and you dug through the universe to put that shit together.
Yeah, for real.
You know? So
for real,
I ain't going for it, man. He should have kicked him in his throat.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't think he was gonna hit him at all. Like...
No, I know. Of course, you were like fucking whacking.
I was like, okay, that's it. He's done. You know, he's like, this fucking complaining's over. And I grabbed my beer and I turned around and hear a commotion. He punched him in the mouth. I was like, oh fuck, we need to get the fuck out of here. You know, but good for him. It must, you know what? Deep down, he had to feel good for punching him in the fucking face. You know what I mean? Knowing that he had that hate because he never, you know what? He punched him in the face and never talked about it again. So there was a piece of justice that was there.
Yeah, he meant that shit.
So you know what? At least he can sleep at night now. You know what I mean? Like, fuck this guy.
Life.
Exactly, man. All right, Kaleb, man, we like to play a game called Versus, man. Let's play this.
Okay, yeah, run it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
All right, man. We're playing a game of Versus here. We put anything together. Sometimes it's food, artists, actors, comedians, whatever the face is. But the first one will be a movie, actually, man. Goodfellas versus Casino. We've actually had debates about this while we're drinking for fun, and you know which one's better.
What we're drinking?
We're just drinking for fun. We're having a good time. So, like, what would you think is better, Casino or Goodfellas?
Not Casino.
See, is it Casino's a tad too long? Is it just?
No, it's not even. I fucking love Casino, bro.
Yeah.
I really, 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 really love Casino, but just the way that like the runner boy gets shot in the foot and he still becomes like a cool ass dude, and like how like I don't know, man. Their chemistry on that film is crazy.
It's true.
It really is. And Casino is like, I think it's just as dope of a movie.
Yeah.
But for the verses, I can't say Casino because it is just, you know, there was way more parts in Goodfellas for me, and there were way more lines in Goodfellas.
The funny thing is, I remembered as a kid watching, because, you know, for the kids that are watching today, we used to go to a place called a fucking video store.
Yeah.
We had to rent movies. So I remember always seeing the Goodfellas box there, right?
Yeah.
And I never, ever, ever touched it. And then one day I rented I rented Casino. But you know why? It's because Joe Pesci for me was in Home Alone and The Super and all that other shit. So I couldn't see this fucking guy being a tough guy, right?
You just said that. Like, why would you even remind me of that?
Yeah, see, he was in the movie The Super. He was always a fucking dink. So I was like, I see him in some gangster suit, and I'm like, you got to be fucking gay. So I skipped Goodfellas, but one day I rent Casino because I see the trailer, and then I go back and rent Goodfellas.
Oh, so you came back to Goodfellas.
And then I was like, as if I fucking disowned this movie for years. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's when the whole perspective, and I was like, okay, Joe Pesci, my bad.
That's
my
a
bad.
trip.
But you know what? Maybe you shouldn't have done Home Alone. I don't fucking know,
That's
right?
crazy that you watched Casino first and
Yeah. I never
that you would look at.
Yeah, the same box, and ended up being one of my favorite movies ever, man. So
yeah, it's dope. It's dope. And
so
there's like a griminess in grittiness to the way that they actually shot it. Like, you know, okay, I'll tell you this. Remember Wonder Years?
Yeah.
Goodfellas, it reminds me of watching Wonder Years.
Yes.
From the beginning. And
That's
I
right.
like that.
Oh, the build up as a kid and everything. Yeah.
Like, just like the video, like the look of it. Like,
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? So yeah, I gotta say Goodfellas, man, because there was a little bit too much lights in Casino and Billy Bats. Exactly. Like, it's the real shit.
No, Casino, but you know what? I got to give it to the what the fuck's her name, Sharon Stone in that movie. Because if I can see a hot blonde chick and at the end of the movie hate your guts,
that's where the sex symbol. That's where the sex appeal was at.
You know, like, you know what? I hated her at the end, and I was like, man, she's a good actress because you know, like
it turned her ugly.
You made me hate you. You know, that's a great job.
It was still fly though. You could tell that she was such a badass that you just had to do that. You know?
Oh, dude, no, definitely both
Good
dopes.
movie.
But yo, Bam, you say Goodfellas too, or what?
Yeah, I say Goodfellas.
Oh wow, you fucking agree. Wow, this is a shocker. All right, we're going to this. So we're doing The Weeknd versus Tory Lanez. You being one of these guys, probably you understand where they're coming from musically. Who do you pick? Who's better? Or who do you want on your album? Who do you want on your track?
Well,
that's what we're looking at versus. You know what I mean? It's always a matter of opinion here, right? So.
Well, I always go by like if I can listen to it.
Yeah.
Like, if someone plays me this shit, like, I can tell them I like it or I love it or whatever. I can compliment them, or I can think of the shit in terms of, am I gonna bump this bitch? Like, am I turning this shit up? Like, do I want to go for a jog to this bitch? You know what I mean? Do I want to go? Do I want to put the shit in the headphones and like work out to this shit, lift some weights, do some push-ups? You know what I mean? And I like the Weeknd's music, but I really love what Tory Lanez is doing in the terms of like urban and like the hood approach and the the unorthodox.
I agree, man.
Shit, you know what I mean? And you know. Tory Lanez and the Weeknd. Yeah. No, I want that.
Music wise, I will lean towards Tory Lanez.
Yeah, I'm into the grind, man.
But that motherfucker, I can't stand. Dude, I watched one interview with him on Drink Champs.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Don't fucking watch it. You'll hate him, dude. Like, I've never saw a black man try to act so black.
So presentable,
and I was just like, "You're so stupid." Yeah, you were trying. You're so talented.
I didn't see it.
It was the first podcast on Drink Champs that I actually had to say, "Fuck it, I'm not listening to the rest." I couldn't fucking do it anymore. He literally killed. I was like, sometimes like an interview can make or break who I like. Sometimes I love. You know what? When I saw Post Malone for the first time, I was like, "What? This guy's a fucking dummy looking." But then I watched the interview. I'm like, "Yeah, I actually like this dude." Like, you know what I mean? It was. He's a cool dude. I'm okay. I apologize to Post Malone. You know, I judged you. You know what I mean?
You're funny as hell, man.
But Tory Lanez, I'm like, yo, I love this guy's music, and he gets on the fucking computer. I watch him on YouTube. I'm like, this guy's a fucking bozo, you know what I mean? And then he shoots someone in the foot, and I'm like, yeah, fuck him altogether. Yeah. But anyways, music-wise, I'm with Tory Lanez. It's just
at the end of the day, his music's fly as fuck.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
It's fly as fuck. Like I remember dudes from Houston that are taking like their artists from Houston to like LA, to like Cali, to work with Atlantic. They're like, yo, man, like, fuck, man. Toronto. And
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And he's like, Tory Lanez. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's Tory Lanez. Like, he's hired. You know what I mean? This shit's fly. And, hood niggas, they want to hear that approach. Like, it's cool to hear something dope. It's cool to hear something thought-provoking. But, like, man, when a hood record comes out, like, on a dope track, like, that gets the world hype. But for people that got cousins and aunts and uncles and moms and dads and brothers and sisters that live that shit, like, that's food, man. You kind of look like Ghostface and shit, man. That's crazy, Bamboo. What a trip.
Nah,
but yeah, like,
I'm with the Weeknd. I'm be straightforward.
Yeah, I get it.
The man's an artist.
Yeah,
you don't know where he's gonna end up. You don't know where he's gonna end up. You understand what I mean? And he's not boxed in. Tory, he boxed in with that hood shit. He boxed in. That's gonna stop.
He's not though boxed in.
But you're boxing him in, Neil. You don't know.
He's
that's the boxing right there.
No, he's boxed in because I haven't seen any different range from him. You understand what I'm saying? Since the Weeknd came out, I've seen 3 different ranges from the man. You get what I'm saying? You see?
But
so
he's also like under Drake. That's doing not under Drake, but like. He came through under Drake. He came through CP Records, which was aiming towards the straight contemporary urban, And Tory, when he did the Brownstone remix, when he did the Say It joint, like
that's right,
he showed me that he can give me the radio, baby. But like he's just he don't feel like doing that because people are running with him off of that hood shit. Like, the teenagers, that's all they want to hear is something so stupid and so grimy and so disrespectful and so
right. Okay. So let me ask you this.
So there's so many.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you go to sit down and have a little cognac and sit back and turn on some music, what are you gonna listen to?
Not the Weeknd.
Me neither.
Ever.
Really?
I
never like sitting back listening to some reggae or something like that. Somebody with different range.
No.
I'm not listening to Tory Lanez.
So I sat down with Pharoah Monch and fucking and I think it was Jean Grey one day after Pharoah Monch performs at like the square in Toronto, and she said something so fly, and like I identified with it so much, and we're all going around the table, and Rude's there because like he did the record with Pharoah Monch, so Rude's like he's sitting there and like Pharoah Monch is listening off all the stuff that he's listening to, and it's like all this like smooth shit, you know what I mean? and like the classics, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then Jean Grey starts listening off shit, and is like, she's like, fuck it. She's like, I can't listen to hip hop or music unless it's like the most ignorant, disrespectful, grimiest shit in the world. And she's a singer. So like, and I look over at Pharoah Monch, and he's like, man, it's like, and that's how y'all singers is. Like, all y'all want is just like the dirtiest, rottenest, like, you know what I mean? And like when she said that, I was like, yeah, like you should see my playlist. Like I got like young hood teenagers in my playlist that I would have never thought I'd be listening to in 5 years. You know? Okay. But
I see what you're saying. But for me, still, I would still put Tory behind me with a cognac in my hand. I
don't know, man. You know, when I go to say, I'm old school. I'm older. I'm old school.
Yeah.
You know,
we know.
I'll put on some Al Green. You get what I'm saying? That's me. Yeah. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm just saying when, you know, the younger generation get older, who y'all going to sit back and say, oh, you know, I'm going to sit back and chill.
Maybe you're right.
You know, I'm going to listen to the Weeknd.
Maybe.
That crazy Tory Lane shit he's throwing down right now. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the man's not talented. No. The man's talented because he wouldn't be where he was if he wasn't. You know what I mean?
We always say there's no right or wrong answers on verses, bro. It's always people. We're pinning up people against each other that are very great, right?
You know, right. I just see more potential in the Weeknd where he can go as an artist and just things he could do in life. You know what I mean? That's all.
Right. Yeah, I think you're wrong, but it's okay. All right, the next one. Action-packed movies. We grew up with these guys. Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sly Stallone. Action-packed. There's some Rambo versus Terminator. There's Predator versus, Rockies. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and go on with the Terminator, man.
See, I would have
young people.
No, I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. I'll go with the Terminator because he fought all the clones in the movie The Sixth Day. That's just it.
True enough.
Straight up. So my man going and fighting against clones, I'm gonna go pick him over the man fighting against Bam's
gonna pick Sly. I know that.
Yeah. No, it makes sense.
I'm going with Sly, man.
The more I think about it, I would probably slide to that side too because my boy did Over the Top.
Yes.
His passion and his heart in that movie was like it was deeper than I saw a lot of actors. Yeah, I was gonna say Dolphin.
But the thing for me personally, like it was, if you would have asked me this 10 years ago, maybe a little older, I probably would have went with Arnold. But you're looking at Sly revamping those fucking Creed movies, and then with the he popped up a couple more Rambos. I don't know, man. I think longevity,
Expendables,
and that's the thing. When you look, we always look at catalogs when it comes to music. When you kind of look at it in the movie category, it's the same fucking thing, right? So I think at one point in my life growing up, it would have been Arnold Schwarzenegger hands down. After a certain amount of years, yeah, man, I think Sly Stallone wins that one though. You know what I mean? So. That's just me personally, but two great actors. Now, we always have this. I don't know if you watch any basketball or anything, but we always have this debate. Jordan versus James. James is now hitting his 10th NBA Finals, and, the GOAT comes up. And I don't see it's Jordan, right? Is it because of a certain generation? Because every time we have the youngins up here, I have to argue with them.
Who's James?
No, LeBron James.
Wow.
Jesse James?
LeBron James.
Wow.
10 NBA Finals. He's probably lost, I think, 8.
Oh, LeBron. Yeah, you guys know. I told you, like, I don't.
I know.
Never watch a sports game. I would only go there to like beatbox or sing or on a date.
It's funny because I watched Pitbull on a show earlier this week, and he was like, he performs at all these Super Bowls and events, right? And he watches fuck all.
I just don't believe in sports. I don't, and you know, like everyone's gonna ask me this question throughout my whole.
Yeah,
Like, how
that's
do you?
true.
But I don't believe in it.
But you'd be surprised. Most artists don't. Bam's not a sports guy neither.
Nope.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't believe in it.
But this guy's he's from New York though. Like, what the fuck's his problem?
I feel like if I were to believe in it, I would be pulled into something that like I'm not even supposed to be in.
True enough, man. True enough. I like that.
Well, I'd rather just be into music and be into some shit that I'm not supposed to be in.
Yeah, I totally get that.
No, I'm just not into it because, you know, everybody got the players and the stats and this and that. It's just like, really, I mean, it's just too much.
Caleb,
But
this guy.
I will tell you this just to be like a jerk.
I love it.
I shied away from sports.
Yeah.
Because I would always see like dudes having to like pat each other on the behind. And I really was like, I can't go there.
Dude, people are.
I can't go to the game. I can't.
It's true.
Go. I can't go.
It's the number one question that I got asked by girls when I played football was, why do they always tap each other on the ass? It was the number, not anything about the physicality, the training. It was the number one question. Yeah, it was the number one question. Like, why do they do that? And I was like, I don't fucking know. You know. And I'll tell you another. I remember playing balls in 2000, and I remember there's always a scruffle. You know, you tackle, everyone's on top of each other. There's always one motherfucker that's trying to grab your balls, by the way. I'm telling you, there's always a hand somewhere. I'm telling you. I tried to catch these motherfuckers. I'm telling you, there's always one dirty motherfucker that's on the thing.
Dirt dogs.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they go too far, man. They go too far. But all right, last verses. We're going hood here. Boys in the Hood versus Menace to Society.
Damn, I'm so pissed at you right now. Why?
I know we try to. I try to fuck things up all the time. I don't know. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I came up with this last week, and I remember popping up Boys in the Hood. I was like, "What am I gonna pin this up against?" And then when I found Menace to Society, I was like, "Wow, this is good."
Two epic movies, bro.
Menace to Society was everything to me, man.
I swear to God.
And I'll tell you why. I be telling you a lot of whys.
We love the whys, man. That's what we're here for. Shooting the shit, man.
So I did a record with Kiki. Shout out to Kiki on the beats. I did a record called Menace to Society. And it starts with like Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson, like, he's like, say I just got out the pen. He's like, don't you think it's time you paid me my money? Yeah. And just like, or however it goes, I forget.
Yeah.
But he's like, man, suck my dick, man. He's like,
That's right.
Your monkey ass when I feel like he said, what you gonna do? So that's how the song starts.
That's
with that
dope.
whole clip. And then it ends with like the dude getting shot out. He's like, what I'm gonna do. And he's like, Kane. And then the beat comes in. So I did a song called Menace to Society. And this the hook says, fuck a fake nigga, I'm a nigga all day. It's crazy. Yeah, like I'm gonna pull up on your ass like McDonald's at Kane. I'm a man. Okay, so it says, fuck a fake nigga, I'm a nigga all day. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up at McDonald's like something like McDonald's. I'm gonna pull up at McDonald's like your boy at Kane. I'm a menace to society. I'm a menace to society. But at the end, it has the uncle talking about. It has the clip of the uncle like, the hunt is on. And you're the prey. All I'm saying is survive. And so that's what, man, there's so like, man, there were jewels in both of those movies. Like,
I know but
one,
we know Boyz II Men is maybe a little more,
a
tad more, but it hit more of a slight mainstream, a little bit more because of some of the actors and you know what I mean, with Cuba Gooding Jr. But I mean, no, but Menace Society, I remember Menace Society, our buddy Rob had an apartment with no fucking cable, and this is the only thing playing in a DVD player. Like, sit down, crack a beer, and this is what we're watching. You know what I mean?
Society was life, man.
You just put it on, and that's all it was.
Boys in the Hood wasn't life; it was lifestyle.
Good call.
Like-
It was Boys in the Hood was life. You know what I mean?
Okay,
It was just a different version of life because a lot of people don't see the true meaning behind Boys in the Hood.
When I
It's about-
say Menace to Society was life, like, man, brothers that I knew, they lived every line from Menace to Society.
I see.
Like,
Right.
you know, we all knew the lines from Boys in the Hood, but like,
Yeah.
man, and Saphir being the cousin,
Yeah.
all at the end talking about I'm hungry, the motherfucker. I'm about to like that. Oh man, like, nah, man.
No,
You know
I hear you.
I'm rewatching both those movies this week.
But Boys in the Hood is pretty much looking at it from a different point. Learn how to be a father. Learn how to raise your child.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? That was the point behind it. You got all this bullshit around you. What you talking about, Minister Society, is around you, but you got to learn how to navigate that in the right way. And a lot of brothers wasn't being fathers back then. You know what I mean? So when you look at the movies, all of your perspective on how you look at the movie, right? You know what I mean?
True.
So that's
Everything
why I
on
go with Boys in
Versus.
the Hood.
Everything on Versus is what hits home, right? And that's what's hitting home with him.
No. Scratch that. I got a question for y'all. What movie y'all think should have came out first? Boys in the Hood or
Menace to
Menace
Society should have came out first.
Thank you. Because of what you just said, and what Boys in the Hood touched on, they should have put that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see how they did it backwards.
100% agree.
It left us with the impression of Menace to Society, so we could run with that instead of Boys in the Hood. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying, Van Boo. Yeah, you're right. Boys in the Hood.
You know, like don't get me wrong, Menace to Society open your eyes to some shit that's going on.
Right,
you get what I'm saying? But when you go back and watch Boys in the Hood, you'll be like, because you got a killer telling another man that they didn't care about nothing that's going on here.
Yeah.
How many killers sit there and tell you they don't care about what's going on down here?
All
the killer be like, I killed that motherfucker last night. I don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? But the whole view was different. You know what I mean? So,
No
I
doubt.
don't know. Like I said, I watched it the other night and I was like, whew, them boys are doing good. But Menace Society was crazy, man, especially when he's running around with that goddamn videotape.
For real, man. For real.
Oh.
All right, man. That's it for Versus, man. So what's next for you, brother, man? COVID comes to an end eventually. Vaccine comes out. Where the fuck the case may be. What's next?
Me and Scotian Savage, we're working on finishing. We have a trilogy. The trilogy is called Paid in Full. We have three projects. We're finishing up the second project now, and we're dropping everything as singles, and then we're just going to drop it as one body of work, and then we're going to drop the last project. Right. But we're working on all of that. You know, that's a process. So we're dropping videos and dropping singles. We're doing it one step at a time. We're not just giving the project, and you know what I mean. We want there to have some kind of interaction in life with the records. So with that, we're doing that. I just figured out I'm doing a record with Smooth the Hustler. Frank.
Say what? Whoa. Back it up. You doing something with Smooth the Hustler?
Yeah, I have a record with Smooth the Hustler now, but
a lot of people don't even know who that cat is.
Yeah, Broken.
You know what I mean? That boy bad. That's a Brooklyn dude. You know what I mean? So yeah. Don't talk to me about Smooth the Hustler, bro. You know what I mean? Now when you finish that, you send that over here real quick. You heard? You know what I mean? That's coming up on the show. You know. And
tonight I'll send you the record I did with him in Tragedy.
What?
So I have the record with Smooth and Tragedy. It's dope. It's dope. Produced by Too Rude. Right now I just found out today that I'm doing a record with Smooth the Hustler, Bishop Lamont, and Frank Nitty from Frankendank. But Frank Nitty and Frank from Frankendank, Frank Nitty doesn't know and Bishop Lamont don't know, but they both already told me that they're ready to do a record when I'm ready. So I talked to Smooth the Hustler, and he told me to just line it up. I talked to Rude. He's going to produce the record. So
nice.
I like that, man.
That's going to be man. Right there.
Yeah. So that's what's going on in the near future. Me and Andrew are Andrew's working on some features right now. I'm working on trying to figure out how I'm gonna approach the rap game from an R&B perspective, where rappers just like, you know, bow down to the kid for the rest of my life. I want to drop the dopest like verses from a melody's perspective that I can before I actually start rapping on heads. You know, but yeah, man, that's what's going on. Andrew's working on something with Netflix right now, so you know,
Perfect.
there's music. There's music that has to be made for that. We're working on the clothing line for the cult.
Nice.
That's supposed to be launching like this fall, as well as I think we're doing a little short video for a song or two. That I'm just gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that like wrapped and bowed up for Christmas.
Yeah, good. So have everything timed up for you. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Yeah.
But yeah, no, you know, mostly music, man. Music and entertainment, like that's what's going on, and you know, finding the keys of the planet and the universe, and like, you know, connecting the dots out here, like that's what's really good. You know, being a knucklehead, being a fool, you know, turning the cheek to knowledge, turning the cheek to reality and what's going on in the world is not cool today.
We've all done it, man. We've all done it, though.
It's not that, bro. Like, we just got hit with like 2020 shit. Like, all kids got pulled out of school like halfway through school. You know what I mean? Like, my dad was like, "Nah, that shit never happened." As long as you know what I mean? Everyone, like, no one gets to go to work. My dad was like, "Nah, that shit never happened as long as I was ever alive." Like, you know what I mean? So it's like we got to really like focus on what's important. If it's family or if it's knowledge, or you know what I mean? So just, you know, none of the, you know, have your fun and have your drink and have your smoke, but like know where you're at on the planet out here. It's really important. You know.
Yep.
I totally agree, bro. So give us. Are you gonna give us a little bit of that Lion King beatboxing?
How's my mic sound? Is it?
It's good. It's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
All in check.
Yeah. That's what's fucking dope, bro.
That's crazy. Boy, crazy. Sick with it.
Check, Richard.
Yeah.
Love and happiness.
There you go.
Dope as fuck, bro, man.
Wrong and do right.
Boy, the man's soul is nothing but music.
Love and happy. Love, when something's going wrong.
Where's my Henny?
Someone's on the phone.
Tell him, kid.
Talking about when she can make it right. Yeah. Oh, baby, now.
Boy bad, that boy bad. You see, he hears all that in his head, man.
Love will make you do wrong.
Damn.
Wow.
Caleb, you're disgusting. That's too sick, bro. Oh.
We are mama.
Wow. Crazy, kid. Crazy.
Lion sleeps tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
The lion sleeps in all.
What?
In the village, the mighty village, the lion sleeps in all. Yeah.
You know, once he start rapping, he gonna be a triple threat, right?
Fucking fire. God
Man,
damn.
he gonna be a
Caleb.
fucking triple threat once you start rapping. You know what I mean?
God
Bro.
damn, man.
I like rap though. Like if I was given like a little bit of time to like, give me 10 seconds on a beat after like 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I fucking believe it.
Yeah, like, okay, fuck goes. So Kaleb Simmonds raps.
Telling you, crazy.
Yeah.
He got it all, the whole package, and that little project you're talking about, making all them bow down to you. Just stick to the blueprint, bro.
And it's not even
there.
it's not even a project. It's just gradually as people see like what I'm capable of. Because when people hear my music, they're like, man, if people knew what you're capable of, like, oh, bro, it's like they just don't even know what you can do. So they're like, oh yeah, he's dope, but they still don't even know, right? So
Yeah.
it's a hard job trying to put it out there in ways where everyone can actually see, it's time to really like put the focus.
Yeah.
But they'll get it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, brother. Trust me.
I'm gonna get that Phil Collins moment sometime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I believe it, man. I believe it. I want to let people know where they can follow you, man. They can follow you on Instagram at Kaleb Simmonds 902, and on Kaleb Simmonds on Facebook. Also on all major platforms, right?
That's
YouTube,
everything.
iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music.
Yeah,
all that shit.
We're distributed everywhere. And I have a Snapchat too for like anyone that's on Snapchat. I promote my music on there. I'm dropping links on there. I'm singing on there. I'm singing over like hip hop beats. I'm singing over old R&B beats, and you know what I mean? It's a different kind of post than Instagram. So
that's
my
dope.
Snapchat is it's Kaleb_Simmonds, so it's real easy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
when I post this up on YouTube and everything else, I'll make sure to add the link underneath.
All right, no doubt, man.
Yeah, we'll do that. So, a quick question. I want to end the interview with obviously the video with you and Andrew verified. But
Dope.
Andrew was telling me a story about some of your footage got held hostage. We'll say when you were filming this video, right? Now,
we're like I told you, like we're superheroes, like on a different level than like, fighting crime and shit like that. Like
you guys just maneuvered right through that shit.
And it's deeper than that. It's like we visualized it before I even got up there, like, and then he started like laying out the blueprint of like what the video is gonna look like, and the treatment. And he's telling me he wants this card, he wants this. He gets everything together. I fly there, and then we're prepping for the video shoot. We go shoot it the first day. We're looking at it. Shit looks crazy. Second day, shit looks crazy. And then we're in Toronto, and the dude that shot the video for us is a great friend of ours, and he ended up like 360ing on us. He's like, yo, I'm not about to give you guys this unless you guys do this for me. And we were like, what? You're putting us in a position where we're going to look at you and tell you it's principal, motherfucker. And then you're never going to look at us again unless how do we forgive you for acting like this?
Yeah,
now?
it's very true. Yeah.
So like we humbled ourselves. And we started like pussyfooting around and shit, like, yo, man, like we're sorry for yelling at you. We're sorry for whatever. And then like we're like, you know what? He's not giving us our shit. So I was gonna get ready to go fly back to Nova Scotia. We go to the studio to record Giddy Up, the new single that's getting ready to drop. We're doing the next video for. We go record that, and some kids come in the studio, just shot their video, and Andrew's like, yo, that shit looks fresh. Who shot that? They're like, boom. Exchange the information of the dude that shot it. Andrew hits him up, and before I leave, we're shooting the video again. And we weren't thinking twice of it. All we knew is that I was just about to fly back home after spending, some good guap on shooting a video that we didn't get it.
Let's thank this dude, because you know what? Now there's an even better story.
Shout out to Rushman, man. Like Rushman, like you really held us down.
You know what I mean?
Ontario.
There's a better story now with him doing this. There's a successful video, a hot track with look what the fuck we went through and still came through.
Hard work and perseverance.
So
it would have been nice if you tapped him on the shoulder and punched him in the fucking mouth too, though.
Right, but I'm not into that shit at all. Like unless I'm absolutely if I punch someone, I feel like I'm going to jail if I punch someone. And I'm not going to hurt them like that, but that's how, like, my mind.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want to punch someone because they're going to get hit in the wrong spot of the head, and then, I'm going to jail for murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how my mind thinks.
And look what ended up. Look, that's a positive. Me and Bam are just too fucking stupid. We wouldn't have thought about making another video.
Sometimes.
He's absolutely. See, this is why. This is why this would have been done behind bars. This fucking podcast. If we thought.
Yeah, shouts out to Verify. Shouts out to Verify. Shouts out to Mad Studio. Verify. Yeah, we just. We're climbing up there, man. So, I'd advise all of y'all to go, anyone watching the podcast, to go check out Verify. The video's out on YouTube.
Yeah.
The video's banging. The video's summer. The video's bikinis and water guns and shit like that, and dirt bikes.
Yeah, it's dope.
And the record is on Spotify and every other platform. So, like, what the hell do you got to lose?
Dude, it's already on my playlist on my Amazon Music. So
yeah.
All that stuff is.
I stop people of all races, creeds, and color in the street, and I make them listen to it, and they're like, "Oh, this is you. Okay, it's good. It's like a TV." Okay.
It's funny. My dad. My dad's an older cat, and I'm playing this song, and I'm telling him that I'm getting you on here, right? And he's like, "This guy that's singing right now, this guy." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he gives me a second. He's like, "Him." I'm like, "What the fuck? Yeah." No faith in his son. You know what I mean?
No, but parents are like that and I'm laughing because I live that all the time.
I could believe that.
All the time. Like, friends of mine that are like telling people that they know me, like, a guy that's taking me to the boxing gym. He's like, yeah, I told some guy, like, and I was going to the boxing gym with you, and he's like, Kaleb Simmonds. He's like, fuck, man. He's like Kaleb Simmonds, like, and he was at like this house party, and this dude was just like playing like YouTube videos of me for like an hour, and I was like so flattered, like, dope. And like now, if I knew that, I would get that dude's email and send him all my new music.
For real, like, for real.
Send him on the quest,
Yeah,
but, no, it's dope, man. I love music and I love being a part of it. I love being able to create, and I really hope that, you know, I can have the impact on the young generation in the community to just like to not be starstruck and be hindered by their path, and just, you know, live their stardom in the now, you know.
Yeah.
That's where I was as a kid, and that's why I was always respected as an artist, because I looked at myself as just as good as like James Brown, or like, and I would get up on stage and like beatbox and sing James Brown and Michael Jackson and shit, and people would cry and smash glasses and fuck. I would sing like fucking, you know, The Lion King, and people would just take their cup in the club and just like smash. And like, this is shit that we're really watching in clubs, like, you know, like, mix alcohol and like Kaleb Simmonds beatboxing like you know, an oldie, and it's a rap. Like,
that's it.
Well, I'm definitely coming down once COVID's over. I got to visit BAM anyway, so I'm coming down there.
Yeah,
we're definitely linking up.
We're gonna come on the dark side, hang out. You know what I mean?
What's up, man?
Yeah, we want to take. We got some. You know, we got some of the equipment to, like, you know, we wanted to do you know, especially with some of the people. Yeah, but we've met some people from the East Coast, right? Like with DJ Ivy and then Mitchell Bailey, and you know what I mean. And you guys,
Ivy's an angel.
Yeah, man, dudes are fucking great guys. I'd love to spend about four days.
Advocated for me a lot of times, man. Shouts out to DJ Ivy. You know, shouts out. I want to do some shout outs now. It's cool.
Please do, man.
Shout out to my girl Autumn. Shout out to my moms, Roxy. Shout out to my pops, Galen, Lloyd Simmons. Y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to all my family. Shout out to my my hood, my black community, North Preston. Shout out to East Preston. Shout out to UniX Square. Shout out to Hammers Plains, Churchill. Shout out to Cherry Brook. And shout out to all the Nova Scotian music artists that are like thriving to you know, put our shit on the map. Shout out to Chase. Shout out to Postscript. Shout out to Quake Matthews, Classified. Shout out to my boy Andrew. You know, me and him shooting. I'm shooting these guys out on behalf of him as well, because we're
nice.
You know, we're the conglomerate, man. We're the cult.
There you go.
You know, we definitely got something to say, and we're speaking on behalf of Nova Scotia, whether people want to tell us that we don't have that right or we don't have that authority. Yeah, hell yeah, we do.
It is.
That's
There
dope,
it is.
So, man, like, thank you guys so much, man. Like,
Man, it was our pleasure,
dope
man.
interview, dope questions too, man. Thanks.
Man, we have, you know, we're always out. We are fans. We try to ask some professional questions, but at the same time, we want to have a fucking good time doing this. You know what I mean?
There it is.
You know what I mean? It's about doing an interview and, you know, having some laughs, right? We're just here shooting the shit. So it's a pleasure. Thank you for being on our show. Hopefully you can come back on another time, bro.
I would
get some
love
new
to.
projects. We'll get you back on, and
For
we're gonna
sure.
end the interview with Verified, brother. Peace.
It is.
Yeah. Shut off that vibe. Blue check in the whole 9 yards. Baby, I'm verified. And if you're down, you get the whole 9 yards. Yeah, double C, Louis V, and Celine. 50 pointers on my neck. Baby, I'm that fly. Give a fuck when you work, girl. I'm just riding in the road, girl. Sit aside when you twerk, girl. Let it down when you twerk, girl. Peel them dollars at your purse, girl. They hate on you like you the worst, girl. With my Mac finna burst, girl. Stand on back, you get hurt, girl. That's so crazy. Shut off that vibe. Blue check in the whole 9 yards. Baby, I'm verified. And if you're down, you get the whole 9 yards. Yeah, double C, Louis V, and Celine. 50 pointers on my neck. Baby, I'm that fly.
Keep it moving with the money, girl. Fuck the stress. Me and K been chasing chicks like we ain't gotta rest. 50 pointers on the neck like you ain't gotta flex. Bunch around VVS and she don't do baguettes. That Mercedes going crazy, but the maybe next. See you later to a hater in the baby Lex. Ever since I got a number, all we do is sex. That means she sent a few flicks and then I sent a check. So if she with it, she can come get it. Make her say, like no limit. When I'm up in it, I'ma get it.